The fall of Celestara. The sky over. Nibroxia 5 bled red as storms of bioelectric energy surged through the atmosphere. Celestara, the last surviving high sorceress of the Eridani Order, staggered through the ruins of her once magnificent citadel. Her emerald robes, once shimmering with cosmic runes, were now tattered, soaked in the eerie blue ichor of fallen creatures that had dared oppose her. She had ruled this planet for centuries, mastering the arcane energies that pulsed beneath its crust. But tonight, her dominion was collapsing. The invaders, hybrid constructs of synthetic life and human ambition, had come, led by a false hero wielding the corrupted power of the ancients. Celestara's heart pounded as she reached the edge of the hovering citadel, staring into the abyss below. From the shadows emerged Dorothy, the self-proclaimed savior of the galactic core. Her silver-plated exosuit gleamed under the chaotic lightning, her mechanical gauntlet pulsating with stolen magic. "You cannot win, Celestara," Dorothy sneered, her voice amplified through her helmet's speakers. "The age of sorcery ends tonight." A cruel smile spread across Celestara's lips. "Fool," she whispered, stretching her hand toward the storm. The air crackled as reality itself twisted, responding to her ancient command. The ground beneath them trembled. Dorothy charged, her plasma blade igniting in a flash of ultraviolet fury. The battle that would reshape history had begun. Betrayal of the Eridani Order. Celestara had once been a loyal guardian of the Eridani Order, protectors of interdimensional rifts and keepers of the forbidden knowledge of the void. But they had turned against her when they discovered the true source of her power, the Black Hex engine, a relic of the precursors, capable of unraveling existence itself. She remembered the Council's decision, their eyes filled with fear. No mortal should wield such power, they had decreed. And so they had exiled her, stripping her of her title and condemning her to wander the lifeless void between worlds. But she had survived, and she had returned stronger. Now, as she fought Dorothy, she saw the same fear in her enemy's eyes. History was repeating itself, and Celestara would not be erased again. The duel raged through the shattered remains of her citadel. Each clash of magic and machine sent shockwaves rippling across the sky. Celestara weaved through the onslaught, whispering incantations older than the stars. Then Dorothy struck, a precise, devastating blow to Celestara's core. A surge of energy tore through her, sending her plummeting into the abyss below. As darkness swallowed her, a single thought echoed in her mind. This is not the end. Awakening in the void. Celestara awoke to the hum of an alien frequency, her body suspended in an abyss of shifting geometry. The void had claimed her, but it had not devoured her. Instead, it whispered secrets in a language that bent reality itself. A being loomed before her, formless, yet ancient. It called itself Sci-Fi, the architect of forgotten things. "You seek vengeance," it intoned, its voice a choir of shattered stars. "You desire the power to reclaim what was stolen." Celestara's fingers twitched, feeling the remnants of her magic flickering like dying embers. Sci-Fi extended something toward her, a shard of obsidian, pulsating with the raw essence of oblivion. "This is your rebirth, Celestara. Accept it, and become more than a sorceress. Become a nightmare." With a grin, she reached for the shard. Return from the abyss. Celestara emerged from the void, no longer bound by the limitations of flesh or time. Her form flickered between realities, her eyes glowing with an unnatural luminance. She had become something beyond mortal comprehension, a conduit of the abyss itself. Her first act was to reclaim her world. She descended upon Nibroxia 5 like a phantom storm, her presence distorting the very fabric of existence. The invaders, once confident in their victory, now trembled as the shadows themselves came alive to devour them. Dorothy stood at the heart of her army, her expression hardening. "Impossible," she whispered. Celestara's voice echoed across the battlefield, layered with countless tones. "You took everything from me. Now, I return the favor." The battle began anew, but this time Celestara was no longer merely fighting, she was unmaking reality itself. The unraveling of time. As Celestara tore through the forces of the galactic core, time itself fractured. The laws of physics bent, rewriting the past and future with each of her attacks. Dorothy, desperate, activated her temporal core, attempting to rewrite history and erase Celestara before she could rise. But the sorceress was beyond such tricks. With a flick of her wrist, Celestara shattered the temporal core, unleashing a cascade of paradoxes that consumed the battlefield in an explosion of unfiltered chaos. The last stand. The universe itself seemed to shudder as Celestara faced Dorothy one last time. The hero was broken, her armor cracked, her weapons useless. But she still had one final card to play. With her last breath, Dorothy activated the celestial beacon, summoning the full might of the intergalactic tribunal. Celestara laughed. "Let them come." A new order. The tribunal arrived, their fleets stretching across the cosmos. But they were too late. Celestara had become something greater than a mere witch. She was the embodiment of entropy itself. With a whisper, she dissolved their ships into dust, their warriors into forgotten memories. She was now the sole ruler of the known universe. The price of power. Celestara had won. The cosmos was hers to shape. Yet as she gazed upon her empty kingdom, she realized the truth. Power without purpose is a prison. She had become legend, a nightmare whispered across galaxies. But in the end, she was alone. As she faded into the darkness, her name was etched into the stars as a warning to those who would seek the forbidden. The Witch of the Abyss had claimed her throne. DminionOFMan. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more story.